All right, we are back on a beautiful crystal blue sunny Sunday afternoon here in the Mojave Desert. It's about 75 degrees. There's a wind blowing. The great thing about it though is that there's a wind blowing and it's blowing right across my field lengthwise. That's what I got. I work on a postage stamp out here, ladies and gentlemen. I had to use Plan B once, and I will use Plan B again if I have to, and that's out there. But right here, this is my primary flying field right here. It's like what, 75 by 100, maybe. Perfect for this E-flite Carbon Cub. All right, and I happen to have an E-flite Carbon Cub with a 3700 6-cell battery loaded, ready to go. All right, got a little bit of crosswind going on, so we're always training. So as I talked earlier, we've talked a little bit about taxiing in crosswind situations. You aileron into the wind, meaning your upwind wing will have the up ailerons to prevent it from being caught by the wind and blowing up. Make sense? So that way you keep the pressure on your wheels that way. As we straighten out into the wind, I'm going to go ahead and relax the ailerons. See that? All right. Hey, we got a pretty good wind going on. I really don't need any ailerons, so I'm not going to use any. Well, aileron, flap. I'm not going to use any flap. We got a pretty good wind. We're going to do a scale takeoff. We're working on some touch and goes today, and just having a blast. Today, I think I'm calling it non-scale Sunday, because I'm really not flying her in a very scale fashion at all. But well, we're having a lot of fun with her. So hey, here we go. All right, let's get this thing going. Enough blabbing. Although I will admit that takeoff was pretty scale. So I can't help myself. Hey, I'm gonna bring her around and we're gonna do some fairly non-scale things with this plane. I've been doing the last couple videos. I've been doing some pretty non-scale flying. So so here we go. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of crazy touch and goes. You know, kind of like that. We're gonna take her right off. Watch this. We're gonna go right up into a loop. I'm gonna bring her right up into a loop. So that's the kind of power this aircraft has, and I've done bigger loops from takeoff before, but yeah, I just wanted to show you that this aircraft can do some pretty amazing things. Among them though are some very, it really is an amazing model. I'm not entirely sure I would call it a training plane. But and I'm gonna hit the flaps like right now, and oh, by the way, my radio's going too. Dang it, man. It's okay, my radio can keep going. There's nothing that they need me for. Okay, I just clicked the flaps off, and I was working all that vis-a-vis elevator and throttle. There's no mixing. I don't have any mixing. I'm not flying on an AR635. So I don't have any AS3X as well. My personal philosophy is that AS3X doesn't really train your thumbs, and that really isn't just a personal philosophy, that's more or less a reality. AS3X doesn't really train your thumbs. It's more or less like training wheels, really. So sooner or later you're gonna have to take the training wheels off, and that's not a bad thing. Before y'all get your underwear in a wad, hey, check this out. That's not a bad thing, okay? I'm not slamming anybody. I'm trying to help people grow, okay? Always teaching, always teaching. We don't need to be taught. All right, and stuff your models, and I don't care. I mean, I really don't. I do. You hate seeing these things stuffed. I mean, really, it hurts. I'm dead serious, because there's some good people out there flying these things, and a little one-wheel bump. There's some good, that's a bump, by the way. It's not really a touch and go, it's just a bump. There's some good people flying these things, and they're crashing them. And there's a whole bunch of folks on the thread, you know, trying to give them all this advice, and that's cool, but you really gotta be careful about your advice that you take, you know, and just so you all are tracking, I am always going to be trying to give you sound advice, and not just hypothesis and not conjecture, okay? Sound advice, sound aeronautical advice, and a little bit of a crosswind. Yeah, look at the wind blowing her. Wow. So, you know, that's what it's all about. And having fun. And having fun. I'm all about having fun. Really, I am. I am. How can you fly this plane and not be about having fun? I don't know if that even works. I don't know if you can fly this plane and not have fun. I don't think that works. I don't think that works. So, hey, we're having fun. Setting up an approach, we're controlling it with our elevator, controlling it with our throttle. And we're gonna bounce, and we're gonna bring her right up into a big old loop. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just bring her up into a big old loop. There we are. E-flite Carbon-Z Cub, 1.5 horsepower, 15-inch prop. This thing has more power than it knows what to do with. I mean, really, you know. But and the wind's helping her out a little bit too. That was no flaps, by the way. You really, I mean, when you got a good wind, you really don't need, I'm gonna slip her in. We're just gonna slide her on in, okay? You don't really need a whole lot of flap. I'm gonna bring some flap now, right now though, for my approach. I'm gonna dive at my postage stamp. And at the last minute you flare out, and then you let her settle. And then you throttle her up and you take off. Kick the flaps up, mid-climb out, and what I did was, the minute I hit the flap up, I kind of relaxed the pressure in the elevator. That's, I guess if I thought about it, that's what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing, because it's automatic. I wish I could explain it to you, you know, but it's more or less happening. So that's what's happening, all right, is I'm more or less relaxing the pressure on the elevator when I'm hitting the flap, okay? All right, let's see if we can bring her in. This time we're gonna do a nice, well, you know what? We're gonna dive her on in, let her settle, and then we're gonna take her off again, and we're gonna do another landing. We're gonna do an actual landing here coming up, because I'm at about 1:40. So yeah, we're gonna set her up and let her land, I think, and then taxi her in, and then we're gonna call it a day. Yeah, so this video is, we're more or less, yeah, we got a pretty good move going on here. Okay, we're more or less doing some touch and go work, and yeah, just showing you basic approaches, basic approach techniques, and various landing techniques for windy situations with the Carbon-Z Cub. And there you go. That's how you do it right there. All right. Okay, remember, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna aileron into the wind, right? Aileron into the wind. Now that the wind's basically at our back, we can let her out. But you always want to keep that tail planted. See that elevator? Just get used to, when you're flying a tail dragger, just get used to keeping that tail planted, like so. And you're good to go. And we're gonna straighten her out here. Gonna face the music, turn to face the music. Turn to face the music. All right, there we are. Boom. All right. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful looking model, great flying plane. I hope you enjoyed the time out here at the field. Y'all take care.